Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic, because today, Nintendo Switch Online has reached a crossroads for consumers like you and I. And we need to talk about where we stand with this, how we feel, and if we want them to continue or not. We've also got some great sales, some new Switch game announcements, and more, so welcome one and all to this wonderful show. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, hello, great to have you. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the show, and let me know what you're thinking about in the comments down below. Always fun to see your opinion on all this stuff that happens. Memory cards are also happening, and this is the best one you can possibly put inside your Switch. Look, your Switch has lasted a long time. It is an important part of your family, and you only want to feed it the best food. That's why the Lexar Play Card deserves to be inside your Switch. It is the fastest, most secure, and beefiest memory card, up to 1 terabyte. They're also great people over there. The cards are always on sale, and I love them, so make sure to click the link in the description down below. Every time you do so, it helps support the channel, and it legit is the best memory card for Switch. Okay, kicking things off with a deal on Amazon right now. First-party games, if you're looking to bolster your collection. These are digital only, but it's nice prices, so you really can't go wrong with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate down to $43.99. We also have Mario Golf Super Rush at $45 if you want to get in on the Mario Sports action before Strikers launches. Super Rush has gotten better since launch, I will let you know. They've added a New Donk City course, and to me, that alone made the game notably better, but they've also brought in other courses and other characters as well. We've also got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for $44. I don't really love that game, but I wanted to point it out. And you can get $5 free in the eShop because they currently have $50 eShop cards for $45, which is a minor savings, but it's like 10% off anything you want in the eShop. So I thought I would point it out. Those are running right now on Amazon. Grab them if you need them. Anybody play Shatter back in the day? All right, this was one of the cooler PlayStation Network games that I remember back in ye old days, and now it's coming to Switch later in 2022. Shatter Remastered Deluxe is a game where you're shattering stuff. Okay, I feel like this is a fun game when you're feeling a little bit like stressed. You're tense and you want to just relax to some good tunes, some pretty graphics, and break stuff. It's like a break the ball game, but with much more depth. Many more quirky things are happening, and definitely a lot more visual flair. I did really enjoy Shatter. This is the era of like Shatter, Super Stardust, and a bunch of games of that ilk that I thought were really fun, and I'd like to have them all on Switch, so this is a good pickup. It'll hit sometime later in 2022. Who likes Wario? Wario, Waluigi, it's an everlasting debate, but Wario, he's only been featured on Nintendo platforms in his fighting form and in his minigame form, not in his adventuring form. Wario Land has been missing for millennia, it feels like, and I'd love to get one on Switch, even a smaller adventure. But since Nintendo won't do it, Anton Blast is trying to do it with a very grumpy man doing Wario Land type stuff. This game looks absolutely awesome, and it's taking inspiration from the GBA era and games like Wario Land 4, Cuphead, Shovel Knight, Crash Bandicoot, and more. But it really looks the most like Wario. The character just screams Wario, and the levels, the gameplay, it really feels like what Wario Land was all about. Busting through stuff, jumping in, slamming down, and it looks super sweet. The only not sweet part is that it's not supposed to release until 2023, but hey, it is coming to Switch, and I feel like every game is coming in 2023 or beyond, so I'm just gonna swallow it and take it at this point. Anton Blast, though, on my radar and probably should be on yours as well. Any of you guys like the Wario Land games from back in the day? And do you wish Nintendo would give some more platforming love to the upside down Mario Man himself? All right, Nintendo Switch Online has definitely been getting better and better. The expansion pack is in a pocket right now, right? It is in a good zone after adding the Mario Kart DLC and Splatoon 2's Octo expansion and boosting the N64 catalog and the Genesis catalog, and even recently SNES and NES. I feel like they are in a good spot. $4 a month, it feels like, hey, this is great value now. Until you look elsewhere. Something really interesting has happened, and it's making me think Nintendo might be due for a new move. And I want to know if you guys agree or if you like where they're headed. We know Xbox's Game Pass is kind of like the cream of the crop, right? It's $15 for the ultimate version per month, or you can find deals and get it cheaper, and you get so much goodness. So many new games, day one releases, big third-party titles, and more. It is just the best. And Sony is now trying to show up to the scene as well. And they just dropped their big list of games that are coming to their PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium Deluxe services and it's pretty impressive. Okay, for as low as $8 a month, you can grab access to a bunch of PS4 and PS5 games, including recent top releases like Returnal and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, they've also packed in a bunch of third-party titles, and the list is pretty impressive. That's $8 a month, and you get to play a bunch of newish games. First party, third party, and oh yeah, they're still gonna continue to do their multiple free games per month per platform. It's pretty darn good value. Even as a partial list, it just screams quality and a crap ton of content for your $8. We're talking about Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, God of War, the Infamous games, the Patapon games, Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Until Dawn, Days Gone, Bloodborne, Alien Nation, Death Stranding, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Knack, and Returnal. And then on the third party side, you got stuff from Ubisoft, Capcom, and more. Then if you pop in just $2 more a month, to a $10 price point, you're getting access to their PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, and PS3 games. So now at $10 a month, you're basically rivaling Nintendo Switch's nostalgic catalog, except with way more games, way more recent games, and new stuff too. So the question I want to pose to you is $4 a month, and you get some nostalgic stuff from Nintendo's way back era, and you're gonna get DLC for current games, or you can double that price per month and get access to a bunch of much more recent hits, including some new stuff and a lot more of the back catalog. If Nintendo were to incorporate some of their recent releases, let's say the best stuff from Wii U and then a few first-year Switch games. So basically picture everything that's been ported from Wii U to Switch. We're talking Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Mario 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U, Pikmin 3, Captain Toad, and more. Plus like Odyssey, Breath of the Wild 1, Splatoon 2, and Mario plus Rabbids. Like a few third-party things because Nintendo just isn't as integrated in that way. Would you double the payment for that? Plus they said, oh, we'll add in a lot more from the GBA, the GameCube, the N64, the SNES. Like they really bring you their back catalog and a bunch of newer games, but you have to pay more. Do you like where Nintendo's at the cheapest price point? Because you really like, as much as expansion pack kind of ruffled feathers for raising the cost, $4 a month is basically just like, it's so cheap compared to everyone else. You're getting online, you're getting classic, and you're getting a current era benefit, which is in the form of DLC. Now, the DLC, in some cases, is more valuable than some full games, right? Like Animal Crossing's DLC, $25. The booster course pack for Mario Kart, it feels like a lot of actual good monetary value. But it's hard to look across the alley and see both Microsoft and Sony providing just like smorgasbord of content, right? They're pushing new games, old games, everything they can and trying to say, look how much we've got. Whereas Nintendo, it feels like they're nickel and diming. They drip feed, and while they have been more consistent, and I applaud that greatly, it's still at a very slow pace in comparison to like, dude, have like 30 of our top first-party PS4 and PS5 games. Does Nintendo need to make a move here? Are they being squeezed into a corner where it's like, hey, every other platform has provided a really excellent subscription service to access a bunch of games, and Nintendo just doesn't have it? Because honestly, that's where sort of the difference comes in. Nintendo views this as online with some perks thrown in to keep you subscribed. Sony and Microsoft now view this as a subscription service, Netflix style, giving you access to just a bunch of different games, and oh yeah, you get online as well because everybody has online. I think for Nintendo, online is still kind of like new and foreign, as we see in some of their moves, even though they have got much better and their online code, like for Switch Sports, works great, Monster Hunter Rise works great. They still feel like they're operating maybe 5-7 years in the past. Will they need to adjust and deliver some sort of Nintendo subscription? So Nintendo's expected move is that they'll bring in Game Boy and Game Boy Advance this summer, right? At their big June Direct, we've seen the emulator out there, we've seen the leaks, we've seen the list of games that they're looking at incorporating, and it's pretty exciting. But like, you kind of have to step back and compare. We're talking about Sony adding The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, Returnal, and Miles Morales, and Nintendo, we're getting geeked for them to add Zelda Minish Cap, which is a great game, Metroid Fusion, which is a great game, but like, it sort of feels like they're just going two different directions. and I want to know if this crossroads is something Nintendo needs to address. Are you happy that they're playing their own kind of tune at a cheaper price? You have to remember, that is the big benefit you're getting. $4 a month versus 8 or 10. Or would you rather cough up an extra $5 to gain so many more benefits? And should Nintendo take a look at this scene and say, wow, we need to get ready? I personally think Nintendo should take a peek and see that at least something's got to change. If they do not want to yet go full subscription, I think they need to boost the content. I'm talking like drop all your Game Boy Advance stuff at once. There really isn't a whole lot of point in holding it back, because I feel like that just leads to frustration, not fun. Their idea is that, oh, if we release one a month, it gets people going. And it kind of does, because there's so much nostalgia tied up in it, and because we're just waiting for the next Nintendo release, especially in 2022, where it feels like right now, such a slow period. But I think it's a better sell to say, like, we put our 50 best GBA games on the service, subscribe now. And if they keep the price at $4, like, now, okay, that is better. I think Nintendo, though, does need to address, like, we can't be so restrictive, we can't be so slow, and we can't completely ignore the new stuff all at the same time. Like, one of these has to give, and I hope that they do have big plans for Switch Online, as I know that that subscription is important to Furukawa and the executives at Nintendo, and despite it being a great price for fans, it might start to feel a bit awkward if everybody with a PlayStation has their PlayStation Plus Extra and is playing everything easy for free. Game Pass is giving you just so much, and then Switch is like, Game Boy! What do you think? Should Nintendo make an adjustment, and will they be forced to based on the new revelation from Sony and the constant just churning of Game Pass that turns out good title after good title, month after month after month? But let me know what you think, and let's find out what you think about space. I asked in the poll last night, if you were offered a free trip around the moon, would you take it? You get to go up in outer space, around a little bit, and back. And 68% of you said, yes, it's way too cool to pass up, and I'm proud of your bravery. Because me and 32% said, heck no, way too scary. I don't know, I feel like I would be in a constant panic attack. Just the strange sensation of knowing you're away from the world that you've been on your whole life. It might be eye-opening, awe-inspiring, tear-inducing, awesome, incredible, and unforgettable. But I feel like I'd be so freaked out, I don't know if I'd enjoy it. I feel like I would just feel like the world is collapsing around me, and the gravity and the oxygen, it would all just like mess with my head, and I would be weirded out. Although it seems like this is going to be a possibility in the future, so maybe one day we'll be doing Good Morning Mario from our little spaceship tour. I don't know, but I'm glad that 68% of you can tell me how it is, and I hope you guys can all tell me that you have a great rest of your day. Make sure you're staying safe, staying healthy, staying happy, staying positive out there, and until next time, everybody, thanks again for watching. SwitchForce out.